having me online. And from Yobe State, the devastating effect of the flood has come in with some multiple challenges. But His Excellency Governor Malabuni has, since the dissemination of findings from NIMED, directed that we should be proactive and we should prepare our best in the event of risks across the communities. So as I speak to you now, the flood has affected, has disconnected even the access road to most of our local government areas. But of course, we have already prepositioned some items in some of those locations, but we are prioritizing those in IDP camps, those that have lost their shelters and are displaced in temporary shelters. We are prioritizing them and giving them first-line support in terms of hygiene, sanitary kits, and also basic life-saving support, basic commodities for food and other items. Those in host community were also being profiled. We're looking at how we can reintegrate them back to their homes. But most importantly, His Excellency is repositioning his effort towards reconnecting those roads. Because without access roads, there's no way you can even move the commodities to those locations. We have reached out to our partners, WAEC, and we are looking for opportunity when it's necessary to use chopper to provide those logistics to those communities. But as I speak to you now, over 18,000 households have been affected, with over 40,000 individuals. And most of the houses that were destroyed, about 23,000 plus, they are moot houses. Some public facilities were also affected. But then we are trying our best to see that the first line support and SOCO has reached the most vulnerable. But this flooding has it has not happened in so many years. And the experience we have now, being the peak of the rainy season, we hope it will subside when the season is ending.
All right, and then 2-in-1 question now. What is the relationship between SEMA and NEMA in dealing with this issue? And secondly, what are the plans to take those people back to their homes after the flooding?
We have been collaborating with NEMA. For every assessment we conduct, we make sure that we inform NEMA, and NEMA come to us, our rescue. Most of the time, we will do the assessment together with them. And as I speak to you now, most of the reports we have sent to NEMA, and NEMA has assured us to support us with with relief materials from the federal government of Nigeria. And secondly, for those that we want to reintegrate, of course, NEMA is also part of it. Apart from NEMA, other federal government agencies that have mandate to respond to flood or to support IDPs were also incorporated. National Commission for Refugees were also informed. So what we do now is to ensure that the response of the state government gives the first line support, the SOCO that they need to survive during this trying moment, while NEMA is proposing items to make sure that the mid-term and the long-term solutions were made. And as I speak to you now, the federal government has directed states to submit comprehensive damages caused by flood, especially roads, bridges that affect the community, including household and facilities that were affected. And we have compiled our own, and we are ready to submit to the federal government before the deadline. But NEMA and Yobe SEMA work together through assessment, through response, and through resource mobilization.
All right, then. Executive Secretary, Yobe State Emergency Management Agency, Koji Mohammed, thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 7.
Thank you very much.
Now to the nation's capital, where the Minister of State for Education, Yusuf Sonono, has assured Nigerians that there is no age restriction for candidates sitting for the National Examination Council and the West African School Certificate Examinations. Mr. Sonono said, contrary to reports on minimum age of 18 years, the federal government only restricted the age for sitting for Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination and entry into the university to 18 years, starting 2025. Maria Mohammed reports.
As the world marks this year's edition of International Literacy Day with the theme Promoting Multilingual Education, Literacy for Mutual Understanding and Peace, they challenge stakeholders in the education sector to evaluate the progress made so far. This conference between the Ministry of Education and National Commission for Mass Literacy, Adult and Non-Formal Education is to promote literacy in the country. But the Minister explained the issue of age limit for students sitting for NECO and WAEC exams and also tertiary institutions.
All we have been mentioning is about age of entry or admission into university. Please, we have made this clear. It's about the age of entry into university. And this is when you look at our national policy on education. that says you have 0 to 5 years or the 1 year of pre-primary school before you enter into a primary school.
Leaders of the National Commission for Mass Literacy and Adult Non-Formal Education want Nigerians to imbibe the culture of learning languages.
By embracing multiple languages in our educational systems, we are not only enhancing common development of our learners, but also nurturing respect for cultural diversity, which is critical in a world that often seems irreconcilably diverse or divided.
UNESCO on its part assures the minister of its plans to ensure literacy in Nigeria, as it will help reduce poverty and have a positive effect on health and economy.
The literacy issue, of course, is across country, I would say, issues the out of school program that we have, and we now done the initiative by NECO and all the other entities also to address these challenges.
Maria Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.